If you have ever booked a luxury hotel, this video is going to be uncomfortable. Not because of what I am about to show you, because of where you actually land on this list. Most travelers have never once asked what a luxury hotel rating actually measures. The industry runs on one single assumption, that you will see a star count, feel the lobby, and hand over your card without ever mapping where you sit in the hierarchy. 7 levels, each one exposed by the gap between what it costs, what it promises, and what it actually delivers. Starting at level 1, the entry point that charges premium prices for a product that does not exist, and ending at level 7, the category so rare that most travelers will never experience it in their lifetime. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which level you have been booking, and the answer is going to cost you sleep. Before we get into the levels, understand what this rating system was never designed to do. 5 stars was never a guarantee of quality. It was never a promise of consistency. It was never an independent audit. It is a self-reported marketing designation in most markets, or a government classification system so outdated it still rewards hotels for having a fax machine. The luxury hotel industry survives on one thing: your inability to distinguish between the levels. Because the moment you can read the hierarchy, the moment you understand that a level 3 property is charging level 6 prices, the entire pricing model collapses. Every hotel on this list is counting on you never doing the math. Here are the 7 levels. Pay attention to where you recognize yourself. Level 1, Standard Illusions. $150, $250 per night. Level 1 is where luxury hotel marketing begins and luxury hotel delivery ends. These are the properties operating under soft brand flags: Tapestry Collection, Curio Collection, Autograph Collection, names designed to sound independent while extracting franchise premiums from guests who never questioned the badge. The actual delivery cost for a level 1 property on any given night averages $65 to $85 per occupied room. Housekeeping, linen, amenities, energy, staffing, the whole operation. That is the number their finance teams work from. The rate they charge you, $200 to $250 per night, sometimes more. That gap, $165 to $185 per night, is not going into your experience. It is funding a licensing fee paid to a parent brand that enforces almost no standards on what you actually receive. I have audited level 1 properties where the building was a Holiday Inn affiliate 18 months earlier. Same corridor proportions, same ventilation system, same structural bones, new signage, new rate, no improvements. The level 1 audit finding is always the same. The brand is the product. The hotel is just the delivery mechanism, and the brand guarantees nothing about the delivery. You are not booking a hotel. You are paying a franchise tax for the psychological comfort of a recognizable name. Level 1 verdict: you are funding the concept, not the execution. Level 2, the resort fee trap. $250, $400 per night. Level 2 takes everything wrong with level 1 and adds a second layer of extraction on top. These are the properties, concentrated in Las Vegas, Miami, New York, and Hawaii, that have mastered the art of hiding the real price until it is too late for you to leave. The mechanism is simple. You book at $320 per night. You commit. Emotionally and financially, you tell people where you are staying, you build the anticipation, and then, in the confirmation email, a new line appears. Resort fee, $55 per night. What does that $55 buy? Pool access you assumed was included. Wi-Fi that has been free at budget hotels since 2015, a welcome drink voucher worth $4 at cost, and a fitness center that sits empty 80% of the day. The average Level 2 resort fee adds $45 to $95 per night to your total bill. On a 4-night stay, that is $180 to $380 extracted from you after the decision was already made. That is not a fee. That is a psychological trap engineered around the fact that humans hate abandoning a purchase they have already emotionally committed to. The hotel industry did not discover this by accident. They built a revenue model around it. My audit of Level 2 properties finds one consistent pattern. The amenities listed on the booking platform rarely match the amenities operational at the property. I have documented rooftop bars closed for 4 months while still listed as key amenities across every booking platform. Rate unadjusted. Listing unchanged. Level 3. The design tax, $350, $600 per night. Level 3 is perhaps the most sophisticated robbery on this list because it sells you something real and then charges you 10 times what it is worth. These are the lifestyle hotels, W Hotels, Kimpton, One Hotels, properties that have genuinely invested in design, atmosphere, and aesthetic, and then built a pricing model on the assumption that design is a substitute for service. The design is real, the lighting is genuinely moody, the lobby music is carefully curated, the furniture is statement piece quality, none of that is manufactured. What is manufactured is the implied equivalence between atmosphere and value. My audit of Level 3 properties finds the same pattern without exception. The rooms average 280 to 320 square feet in urban locations, smaller than mid-range properties charging half the price in the same city. The linen comes from the same supply chain as properties at Level 1. The in-room amenities are standard hospitality grade, dressed in premium packaging. The W Hotel's pillow menu, perhaps the most perfect symbol of Level 3, is a beautifully designed card offering a curated selection of sleep experiences. The pillows behind that menu are polyester-filled standard hospitality grade. The menu costs more to print than the pillow costs to manufacture. At $500 per night, you are paying approximately $380 in brand tax for a room that costs $120 to deliver. That $380 funds the furniture in the lobby, the DJ on Friday night, the Instagram-worthy rooftop that justifies the rate in the photography but closes at 11 p.m. Level 3 verdict. A vibe at $500 a night is one of the most expensive things you will ever buy that disappears the moment you check out. Level 4, $415 to $510. The chain standard, $400, $700 per night. Level 4 is where the robbery ends and the transaction begins. These are the flagship properties of the major premium chains: JW Marriott, Waldorf Astoria, Conrad, Hyatt Regency at the top of its range. Hotels that enforce genuine brand standards across their portfolio and deliver a consistent, if uninspired, product. The audit finding at Level 4 is different from every level below it. The checklist clears, not on every item, but on most. The linen hits a stated thread count. The staffing ratios are maintained. The amenities listed are operational. The rate is high, but the delivery matches it. What Level 4 lacks is soul. These are hotels that have optimized for consistency at the expense of character. Every JW Marriott in every city delivers approximately the same experience. That sameness is the product. Travelers who value predictability over discovery live at level 4 and are correctly served by it. The audit issue at level 4 is not robbery, it is mediocrity dressed as premium. You are paying for a guaranteed floor, not a ceiling. The floor is real, but the ceiling you imagined when you booked, that lives somewhere above level 4. Level 4 verdict: you got exactly what was promised, you just imagined you were booking something else. Level 5, 510 to 605, the global standard, $600, $1,200 per night. Level 5 is where luxury hotel delivery begins to justify luxury hotel pricing. Four Seasons, Ritz-Carlton at its best, Mandarin Oriental, properties that enforce brand standards globally with a precision that the levels below cannot approach. When I audit a Four Seasons in 3 different countries, the linen thread count, the staffing ratios, the turned-on service, the response time to in-room requests all land within the same tolerance band. That consistency across cultures, climates, and ownership structures is one of the most difficult operational achievements in global hospitality. The Level 5 audit checklist clears on every category, not because the property is perfect, but because the standard is real and enforced. The gap between what is promised and what is delivered is the smallest it has been on this entire list. What you are paying for at Level 5 is accountability. A brand that has staked its global reputation on delivering the same experience in Tokyo, London, and New York is a brand with something to lose if it fails. That accountability
is worth the premium.
Level 6, 6:05 to 7 o'clock. The genuine article, $800, $2,000 per night. Level 6 is where the hotel stops being a brand and starts being a place. Rosewood, Belmond, Ammon at its accessible properties. Hotels where the physical asset, the local integration, or the ownership model creates something that cannot be replicated by a franchise system or manufactured by a design team. The Belmond properties, converted palazzos, mountain railways, river boats, represent irreplaceable physical investment. You are not paying for a room, you are paying for access to something that cannot be built again. The architectural history, the location, the scale of restoration, these justify rates that would be obscene in any other context. Rosewood's model takes a different approach: tighter portfolio, direct ownership control, genuine local integration that goes beyond the lobby mural and the cocktail named after a local river. My audit finds actual product sourcing from local suppliers, staffing structures that draw from the community, and design decisions that could only have been made by someone who understood where the property actually is. The Level 6 audit finding is the rarest on this list. A hotel where the rate reflects genuine, irreplaceable value rather than manufactured prestige. Level 6 verdict: you are paying for something that cannot be franchised. The price is real because the product is real. Level 7, 7 o'clock to 7:55, the 1% standard, $2,000 plus per night. Level 7 is not a hotel category. It is a service philosophy that most travelers will encounter once, if at all, in their lifetime. Ammon Resorts, the rarest Rosewood properties, ultra-private island resorts with no public booking. The defining characteristic of Level 7 is not price, it is ratio. Staff-to-guest ratios at Level 7 average 1:1. In some Ammon properties, higher, that ratio means something specific and measurable. Your experience is the singular operational priority of a dedicated human being from the moment you arrive to the moment you leave. My Level 7 audit checklist does not return failures, not because I have lowered my standard, because at this level, the operation is structured around the guest experience in a way that makes failure operationally unlikely. The staff are not managed toward a standard. They are selected for a philosophy. There are no resort fees at level 7. There is no upsell culture. There is no moment where you feel the transaction. You pay significantly upfront, and then the transaction disappears. What you are left with is the rarest experience in luxury hospitality, a stay where the gap between what was promised and what was delivered is 0. Level 7 verdict. This is what every hotel below it is pretending to be. Almost none of them come close. Across all 7 levels, one brutal pattern repeats. The gap between what a hotel costs to deliver and what it charges you exists at every level, but it is widest and most dishonest at the bottom. And the bottom is where most travelers spend most of their money, because the bottom has the best marketing budget. Level 1 through 3 survives entirely on your inability to read the hierarchy. The moment you understand the levels, the moment you can place a property on this list by its lobby alone, the pricing model stops working on you. You have been a guest your entire travel life. Start being an auditor. Before your next booking, ask which level you are actually paying for, not which level the photography suggests, not which level the star count implies, which level the brand standard actually delivers. The answer is almost always 1 or 2 levels below what you paid for. Drop in the comments, which have you been booking for without knowing? I read everyone.